Welcome to Move, Elevate, Thrive, a podcast sponsored by the Pilates Center of Austin.
We're here to unveil the superpower you didn't know you have. Welcome back to part 2 of centering.
I'm just getting used to our guy here. Okay, good.
Oh, just playing around with Mr. Bones there. So we're going to go into a little bit more about what's happening when you're ungrounded and just the importance of grounding, and we'll give you some tips at the end. So what do you want to jump into?
Well, from our last conversation, we kind of spelled out what being uncentered can feel like, what ungrounding can result in.
Right.
And so let's talk a little bit about that again, just to kind of reorient.
Maybe a little more of the anatomy and anatomical.
And then we show like really what is happening within the system that is the ungrounded feeling. Because sometimes you can feel actually fantastic. Maybe you had a good night's rest.
Right.
But you still wake up and you just can't really get your day started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so you feel like you're ungrounded. So sometimes what happens is, you know, our body may be still holding tension from the last day.
Exactly.
Maybe you slept in a way that your body just didn't feel right, even though you feel you got rest, but your body just didn't feel like you got the total release that it needed. And so what I wanted to just kind of show y'all is when we think of the back of the body, which is a big part of our body's musculature, like the back muscles, there's so many, and we can go through and name them all, but I'm not. But I just want to point out the dura tube. Well, there's a dura that actually surrounds the brain, that protects the brain, and then there's dura tube that goes all the way down the center of your spine, down into the sacrum. And so what we have known is inside the dura tube, there's something called the vagus nerve. And when that dura tube gets really tight and things are just being compressed, then that vagus nerve, which is part of the autonomic nervous system, controls your breathing, heart rate, your digestive system. If that gets pinched or held in some way, things are not going to operate that clearly, and you'll feel ungrounded.
Difficulty breathing, fast heart rate. Yeah, because your autonomic nervous system is autonomic. It's something you don't have to think about, but you might notice you're breathing more as it gets more and more restricted. Yeah.
Yes. And that's why the way we can tap into that is, one, by stretching, great. Opening up the spine is really important.
Right.
But even by breath work. And that's why, I don't want to jump ahead, but we'll show a couple of practices to help people get grounded so you can tap into how you can calm the vagus nerve. So just one more thing. So if, say, you're at the desk and you're sitting a lot and there's a lot of compression in your lumbar, and then you have to lift your head to look at the monitor and look down at your computer, poor Bones here, you can just see the compression that happens right here, like C1, right on top of the dura tube, and everything gets squished. So then all this tension is created in the neck, right? So it's one thing to say, well, just sit up taller and your problems are solved. But unfortunately, it's not that simple, right? Because if you just try and sit up taller, often you're fighting yourself for one. Like your body's already being pulled in one direction. Right. And we'll just sit up taller. But then your body keeps there's this struggle. Yeah. And so, physically wise, you're trying to how can I let go so that my body wants to lengthen, right? Right. And so again, breath is one piece, because breath acts like, I like to tell my clients, it's like an internal engine going up and down. When you inhale, the lungs inflate and the diaphragm goes down, so the spine gets long. When you exhale, the lungs collapse, or not collapse, but they contract, and then the ribs come in and the diaphragm moves up. So there's always this motion happening if we're tapped into our breath. Right. Oftentimes we tend to be very short breathed or just chest
holding breath.
Holding our breath. Yeah. See that a lot, even in our sessions.
Right.
Breathing into the stomach, which again is not, I know in yoga, that's one of the things that we often teach is belly breathing. Again, not knocking belly breathing. I think it has its purpose. But if it creates a constant pull, of you're breathing mainly in your front and you're not really getting expansion in your back or your sides, then the spine has no other recourse except to compress. Right.
Because then you get into the crura and the diaphragm, the psoas, and and it just pulls all of that.
Exactly.
And yanks the pelvis anteriorly, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we talk about, so look at grounding from a standpoint of there's being ungrounded when you have, we talked about last time, stress.
I mean, life, like anything,
right.
Literally anything
Yeah.
can get to you.
Yes.
You know, and it builds up over time. And sometimes you may have a relatively easy life, right? Not to say anybody has an easy life, but you might. But you have little tiny stressors throughout each day. You still do.
Right.
That build up over time.
Yes.
And then that is reflected in the body.
Exactly.
Especially the neural system.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's why you hear so often, I'm sure everybody sees it now, it's all over these memes, like motion is lotion, movement is healing.
Yeah.
Be in your exercise program, which is all absolutely 100% do those things.
Right.
We're trying to look a little bit deeper at what are the things you can do even outside of exercise.
Right.
Like we're going to show, again, the two things we'll show that are just basic things. If you're sitting at a computer desk all day, I'll show you an exercise that Wendy LeBlanc Arbuckle, my mentor and master teacher, and has shown us for years, that has been like so helpful to my clients.
Yeah.
So that let's talk a little bit though about, before we jump into those movements.
Yeah.
So we talked about, again, what is being ungrounded? Why is it so important to help you say? Let's talk about that a bit. So when you talk about grounded, when you feel grounded, what does that help you with?
So when I feel grounded, like let's say like a situation comes up and I feel stressed, I'm like, okay, I need to ground. So when I'm stressed, for me personally, I see 7 different possibilities, and it all makes my brain go crazy and then shut down and not move.
Right.
Whereas it's like, oh no, I know I see 10 different possibilities here, or 7 to 10, but what really matters, what needs to get done? And then once you figure that out, of like, oh, it's okay though. It's okay to take your time, go through the steps, go through 7 of the steps if you need to.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. It's a process. It doesn't have to be now.
Right.
That's what I feel like as a society, we're so stuck in that with everything.
Yes.
Like we have everything now. Amazon, tomorrow, gas right there, phone in your hand all day long. You know what I mean? And we're just so used to now.
Yeah.
We have forgot. Well, our body doesn't work that way.
Right.
Our body doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And just to go into like how that affects the dural tube, especially like once it gets into the head, if you feel foggy in the head or anything, that's most likely a compression.
Absolutely.
So that's structural, but like it still affects your mental.
Yes.
And you're wondering why I feel this way.
Yeah.
But your back looks like this.
Yeah.
Or you can tell like you feel rigid. You
Definitely.
can feel that. And we'll get into how you can feel that. But that's a little bit of how, like, when I feel grounded, it's hard to describe though. Sometimes it's like, it feels like a peace though. It feels like, it's not like you have all the answers, but you're okay that you don't have all the answers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, I was thinking about, you said about, everything is at our hands or at our fingertips now. Like back in my day, when we had a phone, my mom used to have, like, I see her with this huge, like, cell phone. It's probably about this big and then about this thick. And,
right.
And it was like this, and just to see it, I was like, what? Like, because you only had a phone in your house.
Yeah.
That was connected to the wall by this long line. Which now is like, what is that?
Yeah.
And so now you have, like you said, it's at our fingertips. You have a computer, not just a phone to call somebody, but a computer. Mm-hmm. Like for me, in my generation, it's like, what? Like before, it was like dialing into like the internet took about 10 minutes, and hopefully you got on.
Right.
Now it's like just press the button and you're on.
Yeah.
And so then all these possibilities come up and you get distracted. I even admit, like last night I was falling asleep watching my phone. Don't do that. That's a great way to be ungrounded.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want to go to bed. So I realized from like, it was like 10, I'll just be honest, 10:50 to like 11:15, 25 minutes passed. And I didn't even it barely noticed it.
Felt like 5 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. And so this is what happens. This is so what's happening? What are we doing? Like we're causing these things honestly to ourselves.
Right.
Now, in one point, we'll have a goal to accomplish, or I have something I'm trying to achieve, or I'm looking up something.
Yeah.
We all have those like excuses or reasons why we do the things that we do that are so much more can be can be harmful to our bodies.
Right.
What we're trying to bring up is, can you see that? First, can you see it? Like, catch that that's happening, and you're in that, like, almost like a loop.
Right.
I wanted to start getting more relaxed and take care of my body.
Yeah.
I'm still doing this. Okay,
Yeah.
catch that.
Right.
And then make a commitment. Make the change. And again, it's not magic. It's not like, it's not something that even you can change often in a moment's notice. Some people can, because some people have that ability, but most of us don't do that. I don't, for one. And so it comes down to, okay, just you take it, like you said, one step at a time. I really appreciate what you said. One step at a time. Okay, tonight I'm going to go to bed by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Put my phone away by 9:30, and just know that I'm going to get my rest.
Absolutely.
So I think, it's those kind of, how do we, so what is being ungrounded? Why do we get there? Life, all the things.
But also, just real quick, just to add to it. So when you're talking about the phone, I have that problem too. And like, what we're not realizing, it sounds dramatic when we talk about it because it's normal. It's normal to do that. It's normal to be on your phone. Right. It's normal to always be on your phone. Right. But just because something's normal doesn't mean it's good.
Right.
We should know that, right? But we don't. As humans, we go into a loop or a cycle, and we're stuck there because that's where we're comfortable. And we're just stuck like this when we need to be getting up and moving.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we just need to see past the veil that's in front of us. It's because it's normal now.
Right.
We're used to it. And it sounds dramatic, but when you're watching your phone and watching TikTok or Instagram, you're flooding your brain with dopamine. You do need dopamine.
Yeah.
But not that much.
Right.
And the brain literally doesn't know what to do with that, and that's when time goes away.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have time. The brain literally is so worried about the flashing screen, it can't see anything else. And that's where a concept of time goes away.
Yeah.
Because we're so absorbed. We're taken away.
Yeah.
So.
It's so interesting. I had a conversation with a client, and I know we're staying on this subject. It was so important, and she's an older client, but and her daughter comes as well, and she was saying my daughter, she's just so busy. She's this time, especially now it's so busy, and it wasn't just because of what she had, particularly in her daughter's life. He was like, just now, like you think about how quickly we learn about things happening on the other side of the world. You think about how quickly we learn about what's happening to the most famous family in America.
Right.
You think about all these things that, again, we're just being flooded with all this information. Yeah. It's so much. Our minds aren't, I'm going to put this out there. I don't think we're meant to have that much information because you can't always affect it. Like the things that have us become powerful in our own bodies, in our own self, is affecting the things that we have, that we can affect.
Right.
I'm going to say that we have control over, because that's still, we don't always have control.
Right.
But we can still affect it.
Yeah.
We can still be at the effect of it by engaging with it. But the thing happening on the other side of the world, the thing happening in California, the thing happening in Washington, I can't always have an effect on it. So I try to practice not putting my mind there, because I'm going to be in my practice, in my quote-unquote fishbowl. That doesn't mean I don't care. It just means I'm choosing to affect the people that are in front of me, or in my life. And I think it's something that everybody has to find their way, but that's just the way I do it. I try and do it in a way that I can affect that, and I know that it's in a positive direction when I'm in communication, when I'm listening, when I'm not just for me to like make something happen for myself, but listen for what's needed for it to affect what's everybody else in the same situation, right? So there's so many things that we can go into, but I think each person has to find for themselves, how can you ground yourself, find where it is that you get stuck. Everybody has a stuck spot. Find that. Now how can you look outside of it, take it apart, and maybe change some things so that you now have peace about it.
And you don't have to be a subject to it. You don't have to be a slave to yourself.
Right. Exactly.
You can control yourself, you know, and it's that's what we are stuck in, as I believe, as a society. Is just we're stuck with worrying about what's not in front of us. Who cares about that?
I know.
And I love what you said. If you can't affect it, then why are you worrying about it? If you literally can't do anything about it, then you can't work with what you have. Work with what you have. So
I have a lot of great friends who try and make big changes in the world, or even people who we know work at the legislature in here in Texas.
Yeah.
And thank God for these people,
Yeah.
right? Because they're affecting big change.
Absolutely.
You know, and not just there's that. There's people. I have one of my clients who does like he works for a business who helps children, and it's very hard, very hard. Sometimes things don't work well. So like, you know, my heart goes out to them. They're doing great work, but even in all their situations, they can affect where they are placed. Like for me as a believer, as I think we talked about this before, I believe in God. I believe in His Son Jesus Christ, and I think where we are is all purposeful. It's never an accident.
No.
And like us being right here right now talking about this, and us going into what really is important, what we see is important, I think it's purposeful.
Absolutely.
And I hope that it helps you all think about this differently. I know it helped me.
Right.
I mean, even right now, again, just to be totally honest, like a very busy week this week. We're going to the holidays, lots to do, just to kind of prepare for that, and my mind's kind of everywhere. But I knew I wanted to have the conversation with you, and I just committed to it, put everything outside the door, and just be here.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
thankful that we can have this conversation.
Yeah. And you were able to do that. That's awesome. You were able to put everything aside. That's exactly what we're talking about. Because we don't want to be ungrounded going,
Right.
grounding
Right.
podcast, right? So, no, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, because like, as we're talking about this, we're not trying to go against what we're saying, and like not trying to help and change things. We're not trying to change anybody. We're just trying to give you a little something. You can try it, you cannot try it, it's up to you. But we just know it's greatly helped both of us and countless other people that we've come in contact with.
Absolutely. This studio has been here, and I will brag a little bit because hey, it's my podcast. No, it's we've been here like 32 years now. So like this studio, that is the goal of the Pilates Center of Austin, is to help people become more at peace within themselves, how they move, more knowledgeable about how their bodies are moving,
Right.
and then give them the tools and be a guide with them to help them like be successful.
Yeah.
That's why now we have gyrotonic work, which is more spiral work within the movement. That's why we have myofascial release work to help people go deeper. That's why we have the yoga wall that helps decompress the spine. There's reasons why we choose to have the studio the way it is, so that it creates a mindset of openness,
Absolutely.
of release.
Right. It's okay to be who you are.
Yes.
It's okay. When you're in the studio, be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's amazing.
Everybody's amazing.
Absolutely.
Love it. So why don't we look at a couple of lectures. Let me show you. I want to show you all it's called long sitting. This is something that Wendy created years ago, and has been tremendous for a lot of our clients who are in front of the computer all day. So I'm going to show you long sitting from the side. So first, sit forward on the chair, so like my sits bones are the two bones at the base of my glutes here are right on the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to have my feet flat in front of me. Now, if you look at this chair, it's a little lower, which has my knees almost level with my pelvis. Not bad. Ideally, I'd be a little higher, but I'm using the edge of the chair for that purpose.
Higher than your hips.
Higher than my hips. So the edge of the chair is the highest point, and then I'm higher than my knees, really. So that way my knees and pelvis are level, or maybe a little bit, pelvis a little higher. Now, I'm going to place my hands like this, and I'm going to place my thumbs on the outside of my thighs and fingertips on the inside. So right away, notice what that does to your back. There's a width across your back that's being created. My back's wide. My elbows are reaching out to the left and right. My shoulder blades are moving away from center. My back has more width. Now I'm going to look up, lift up, inhale, and then exhale, relax. Good. Inhale, look up. Exhale, relax. Good. Now from here, I'm going to hinge forward, putting weight towards my hands. So I'm going to press my hands into my knees, the top of my thighs, and I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to pause here. Now notice I'm in a long spine right now. My head is long out of my pelvis. But now I'm going to walk my hips back. I'm going to lift my right hip and reach it back towards the back of the chair, maybe like just a millimeter of space. And do the same on the left. Lift it up and reach it back just a little bit. And then one more time right, and then one more time left. And what that does, that gives me a little more contact of my upper hamstring against the chair. Now I'm going to inhale. And then as I exhale, press my hands into the thighs or into my knees and use my hands to bring me right back over center. There you go. And what I feel is, but it just kind of places me in the place where my head is right over my spine and I'm over my sits bones, maybe a little bit in the front of my sits bones. Yeah, let's try it again. So hinge forward. Inhale, and then on the exhale, reach your sits bones back. Right sits bone back a little bit, left sits bone back a little bit. Right sits bone, left sits bone. Pause here, inhale, and then exhale, press into your hands, lengthen your spine, and then you sit tall. Good. Now just let your arms come down by your side, and just feel. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like...
Yeah, right over
like
center.
Straight.
So we think of gravity as a partner.
Okay.
And what we're doing is when you put your hands wide, that's creating width across your back. Width, let me turn this guy around. Remember, all the muscles of your lat muscles, your rhomboids, your trapezius, all these muscles are usually pulling everything towards center, like into the spine. So when you create that width, we're helping those muscles spread out, and when the muscles spread out, now the spine has room to lengthen. So that's what let me just, and I go into this position, the width of my back gives me length in my spine, and then my hips reaching back sends my tailbone away from the back of my skull reaching forward. There's my opposition. Then when I press into my hands, I just come right back up. And now I've just reset where my body is in space.
Yeah.
Now this is temporary, of course, and the body will always kind of find a place of relaxation.
Yeah.
Because we do, right? We go back into our chairs. But I highly advise, if you do that, just stay on your sits bones. Don't do that and then, go back here. Because now you've let the body go back into like a curve,
right,
kind of sunk in position. You want to use the fact that you're right over your sits bones, gravity as a partner, lengthening from there.
Because
and I just feel lighter. And then you can go to your computer work, then you can, but along with that, I always tell people, check your monitor height. Because then if I'm on a laptop and now I'm doing this, I'm going back towards the laptop. My eyesight is towards the laptop. So now I'm becoming ungrounded.
Right.
This helps me ground. I'm over my center. Now I can, often what Wendy would point out is peripheral vision, seeing the whole room.
Right.
When you look from a wide gaze, you can actually help your skull release back. When you look at a focused gaze, your eyes and your body will go towards that point. And again, when you're at a computer, a lot of people, I have a woman who was an accountant. It's very hard. I mean, of course, she's number. So she just had to set her timer, stop, reset, and then go back in.
Wow.
And that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, try that practice and let us know. That's a long sitting. But what do you have? I know you have one you like to ground.
So there's one really quick one that I love for the shoulders and a little bit of the vestibular system, but it's very simple. So what we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast. So let's say I'm slouched in my chair. Oh no, I'm slouching. My brain's telling me sit up straight. Okay, sit up straight. No, because you see what I did there? I overcorrected. My diaphragm's pushing out. My chest is arched. I feel an arch in my back. I'm not straight. My chest feels straight, but not my back, and it's crunched. So a lot of times, what can help is have your palms upward like this, keep your shoulders relaxed, and slowly come out as far as you can. And you just hold there for a little bit. Take a deep breath. Just helps open up the shoulders, helps roll the shoulder blades back a little bit. And try to feel a gliding motion of your shoulder blades down your rib cage. So again, you don't want to be up here with your shoulders. Just slowly let them come down. And then once you feel ready, slowly drop your arms by your side and sit tall. I just like that for up here, just for there's so much crunching and everything. But one really good one we learned at the John Barnes seminars. So he had us sit in our chairs, Have your arms hanging by your side. Close your eyes and just take a big deep breath. And on the exhale, we're going to soften. Notice where your body cannot let go. If you kind of saw it shook a little bit because I can feel a restriction in my shoulder. So it's beginning of an unwinding there. So now we go into the next breath. So first you're going to inhale, but on this inhale, I want you to tense up your body without straining or hurting yourself. So ready? And then exhale and soften. Then on the next one, gonna tense up again without hurting yourself, but this time scrunch up your face. So big deep breath. Okay, so now I want you to picture your feet. I want you to tell yourself, my feet are warm, full of light. I feel a warm breeze coming over me. And you can say this out loud or in your head. Take another deep breath. And then you're going to say, my feet, my calves, my lower legs are warm and full of light. My quads, the back of my legs are warm. I feel my torso full of light and warm. Feel my chest and shoulders are warm, full of light and energy. Feel my neck and my head calm, full of light and love. And as you go throughout this move, just think of you're releasing everything, all the clutter in your mind, all the voices, all the things telling you, you got to do this, you got to do this. Just get rid of it. Just be with yourself, be with your body. Just let go. All right. How did that feel?
Amazing.
Yeah.
The thing I like about that the most is that you bring us into a feeling of, this is my thigh, let it be warm, full of light, full of love. Like,
yeah.
there's a lot, I know there's things like, you look into a mirror and you can do, like, what do you call it? Like, self-affirmations.
Ah, right, yeah.
I feel like it's a little deeper than that, though, because I feel like this is it's helped me just know my body. Like, don't think of what I should be, think of what I am at the moment, like where I am in the moment.
Exactly.
Really presencing, being in the weight of the chair, weight of my body, weight of my neck, just allowing that presence to happen within myself is actually very peaceful.
Right. Because you're in touch with your tissue, and your tissue holds memory. When you're saying it in the mirror, you're not talking about your body, you're just talking about what's in your head.
Right.
But guess what? You have a whole system below you.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this too. But it's bringing that attention to yourself.
So I did read one thing last night on social media. I gotta share that. One benefit maybe that came out of that late night scroll. There's a story about these scientists, and they took these men, and they taught, I think it was like 25 men. They put them in this large box, and it was completely dark. Like, it was like all light was eliminated, and they did a 48-hour stay inside this dark box.
Right.
And so what happened? Well, after like 6 hours, 12 hours, these men
like a few hours.
They started, it was very few. Like, started to lose their minds. Like,
right.
they were just like, it was too much. Some were like in the corner crying. Some just were frozen. Some were just get me out of here.
Right. But if I could stop you right there, what is happening to those men? Why is that happening? What are they seeing?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Yeah. And so there's one guy, though, that the way he was able to go through it and was very peaceful about it, he was actually talking to himself. Yeah. This is my hand touching the wall.
Right. Yeah.
This is my knee extending my leg. This is my foot on the floor. This is me breathing.
Right.
He kept mouthing verbally what was happening to his body, which made his mind go from like fear, anxiety to presence and reality.
Exactly. That's awesome.
I mean, that's really cool. Like, I don't think I want to do that, but still.
Yeah.
But to know the power of speaking that for yourself. And like for me, again, I think of like prayer. When I pray, sometimes I pray out loud, sometimes I pray in my mind, but often when I pray out loud, there's a real presencing of God, because like I'm like, that's how I talk to people. That's how I communicate.
Exactly.
And so, yes, I communicate with my mind. Sometimes being like speaking out loud makes it that much more real. I mean, we were made to communicate.
Yeah.
We were made for that.
With each other, like we're all connected, we've all created in the same likeness, but
yeah, but wasn't that powerful? Like,
no,
I think,
yes, because like that shows that like what do we rely on in that day-to-day world? We rely on visual affirmation, and in that completely tears away our body awareness and what we're doing. Right. And so just the fact that he simply said what he's doing helps the brain realize, oh, we're still functioning, we're still moving, we're still okay, even though I can't see anything for some reason. Yeah. I know that my body's okay. Exactly. Because the mind just thinks, oh, well, then something has to be wrong. And then it goes into fight or flight. Exactly. And it's just doing what it's designed to do. Yeah.
I find that when I'm in, like, doing an MFR session, a myofascial release session, or even Pilates, when I'm talking to people, oh, did you notice how your foot made a little more contact over here? Did you notice how your back softened into my hand? Did you notice how your breath got a little more space on the sides? Right. Speaking that as I think it's more than just the power of suggestion. I know some people might say, well, it's just the power of suggestion. You're helping them. But really, it's more like I'm bringing an awareness to what I see in my context of how I'm seeing them and feeling them if I'm in an MFR session. Helping them get into that context, it starts to create something else starts moving. Yeah. And that's the power of like just touch for one, but two, being with one another.
And that's not, and the reason like people saying that's the power of suggestion, it's not. You're following the body. Mm-hmm. Just because they don't know that their foot has more contact, or if they do, they don't, or if they don't. If they don't, though, you're still following what their body wants to do. The body can still communicate. Right. Absolutely. It'll feel what you're doing, and you can feel, if you're very careful, very subtle with MFR and Pilates, everything, you can feel subtle little changes. Oh, it wants to go this way, and then you follow. Yeah. And you'll feel how easy it is, because the body's already going that way. Yes. We're not doing anything to them. We're not making them do anything. Right. We're just facilitating. Yes. What your body needs.
And that's why people leave here and they're like often like just this aura of like peace and calm, and they feel very grounded, right, more relaxed. Yeah. That's something that we know is an effect of how the John Bart's method has been just tremendous.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you haven't tried a session, I highly encourage you come try a session with us. We're glad to see you.
Absolutely. And just remember, like on your everyday life, like just keep remembering, don't worry about what you can't control. Yeah. We have control issues, humans. Right. We can't control everything. Mm-hmm. We just can't. And that's okay.
Yep. Yep. So let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Give yourself permission.
All right. Well, this was a great talk. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed that conversation. If you have any comments or questions, just
leave them down below.
Leave them down below. Yeah. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we look forward to...
We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining in.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.